have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. All right, this is the Talk Beat Jones show. And again, I am Billy E. Jones. You see, I am surrounded with nothing but the world's best from God.
Hey, that's
Okay?
right.
So we want you to understand that this program, we want you to share it. We want you to love it. We want you to like it. Tell your friends right now to go to the RJ Watkins page and watch it live. And again, if you choose to, want to interject some questions or some information that you may have as well, we want you to share that information. Of course, again, you can watch the Talk Beat Jones show every Wednesday. We're live as we are today. And again, you can go to go to YouTube, TV33 on demand. And of course, when we're in queue, you can watch us 365 days out of the year. But again, on a Sunday, you can tune in to 15.2 at 4 p.m. and watch us again. Okay? So without any further ado, Jazzy, my co-host, introduce yourself, please.
Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is great today. Woke up in a great spirit today. And if you didn't, change your mind.
And
I want to say hello, it's Jazzy No Nonsense, the poet.
all right, and my guest, would you please introduce yourself today?
Absolutely. I am April J. Chambers. I am the president and director of Worthy Chambers Community Services Incorporated. And I just want to say good morning, have good vibes, because somebody didn't make it, but you did.
Whoa,
Yes,
whoa,
ma'am. Yes,
whoa,
ma'am.
whoa. I'm going to tell you this. They say that, Billy, you're the host, but guess what? Today, I'm going to turn this over to my co-host and this young lady, and let this lady, run the show and help you get this information. And Jazzy and I will be like you, asking the questions to get great information. So right about now, tell us first, would you define for us what is autism and how does it affect people's lives?
So there's different stages of autism, different types of autism. But for me to just classify it, they are what we call neurodivergent individuals.
What you used the word.
Okay.
I'll break that word down.
I'll break that down.
Mhm.
What it is that their brains process information differently.
Okay.
So what we call typical, how you receive something, neurotypical, how your brain transmits the information. It receives the information, and your brain is supposed to transmit it to come out normal. But for them, some are nonverbal, some are verbal. So it just takes time for them to process that information, and how they deal with it, and the help or assistance that they get to grow and develop to be greater humans is it depends on society. It depends on the help that they get and what they're taught.
So their learning curve is much different than what you would say, my baby is 5 months, my baby is 10 months, my baby is now a year and a half, my baby is now 3 years, my baby is now 6 years. The children, because we're going to go back to the birth, their learning curve is so much different, but there is a possibility that they do develop and learn.
Absolutely.
Explain that, please.
Because you have some that are high functioning, and some that they have different categories of functioning levels. So for my organization, we deal with them as they get older. I'm an adult advocate for Down syndrome, autism, and other cognitive impairments.
What is the age range that you're speaking of when you're speaking age range that you deal with?
So I work with those that are 18 and up, pretty much 21, because in Michigan they age out of the school district at age 26. So I try to develop a relationship with some of the parents as well as the individuals themselves to try to get the parents to know you need to develop a program for your young adult before they transition out of the school system, because they need their, while they're in school, they have that social engagement. But once they exit out of the school district, what are your plans? What do you have set up?
Now, before I come into my question, Jazzy, is there a statement or comment that you'd like to make at this point?
Well, you said that they transition from 18 to 24, and so when you come into the place, how do you begin to build that relationship with the with strangers and stranger children that you don't know?
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
It's almost a walk up.
Okay.
Like I see someone and I say, "Hey, how you doing?" I introduce myself. I let them know my organization, and functionally we do little activities, monthly, year round.
Okay.
But our biggest thing is for our gala, where we all come together as one. We develop an atmosphere of inclusion and diversity for the models that have autism, Down syndrome, and other cognitive impairments, but we also incorporate them with those who don't.
Now, I'm going to do this. Did I hear you say it's like it's like almost word of mouth type of situation that is how your people are knowing about yourself and your organization?
Yes.
Well, I want to say this. Mr. R.J. Watkins, and I want you to hear me once more time. Mr. R.J. Watkins has given me my understanding, has given me my orders, and he very seldom give me orders. Mr. R.J. Watkins have given me the orders to make this one of the greatest information programs, period, because this is a program that he wants the world to know. This station is going to educate everyone, because the beautifulness of children, and I'm going to talk about the adults, the wonderfulness, the beautifulness of children with autism. They're wonderful, they're loving, they're caring, and you can't help but love them. And you become attached. And I'm going to say this because I've had a personal experience that I will relate as we move forward.
Yes.
But family, I want you to know, we don't want just her having word of mouth. I want you to tell them how do they contact you and your organization for questions, for how to get involved with you. I want you to let them know that since you have an organization that you're doing this for all the people, if there are funds that you need, I want you to let them know how they can contact and how they can assist before we get into the meet and greety. I said meet and greasy, that's right, because we're going to fry it up, y'all. How to do all the other things. Please help us out.
Okay, so we do have a website. It is www.worthychamberscs.org. Facebook, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram. We have Zelle, we have Cash App.
Now, how do they do things with Cash App?
With Cash App, you would go to $WCCSI19 and donate. We are a nonprofit, a 501c3, so the funds are tax deductible.
Thank you.
So, give what is given unto you will be blessed back to you.
Because there are so many folk who got money.
Yeah.
And they saying, well, I got to pay taxes because I didn't have enough expenditures. Family, this would make a wonderful tax deduction for you. So tell them again how they can get this write-off for helping all of these wonderful folk, wonderful young folk, seniors, adults, everybody, because your organization is continuing to grow and stretch and reach your arms out to help all these folks. So again, tell them how not just this year, but in the years to come, that they can use this as a consistent write-off that they know, because so many people say, I don't know if my money is going where I need it to go and helping out the folk.
Oh, you can definitely see it in everything that we do. October the 11th this year, and every year that same weekend we have a benefit gala. This year it's the Masquerade Soiree Glamour Gala. It is always a black tie event. So you'll see the models, you'll see them shine. They're, like I said, they're in an atmosphere where they're included. They are the spotlight along with the other models. Donation wise, you can donate one time, all the time, every month. You'll get that information. You can, again, go to the website, which is www.worthychamberscs.org. You can also reach out to me through our phone number, 313-800-1567. And we have Cash App, we have Zelle. Just look up Worthy Chambers Community Service, and it's there.
You know, Zelle, you know, does Zelle also allow you to get the money? Because again, family, I'm not one of those, I don't use any of the
They'll
apps,
let you
so
get the money.
I'm going to have to talk to my coach about how to help me get something so you can help me out too.
Yeah.
Zelle is one of the best
Yeah,
ways to get
Zelle
money.
is bank
It's
to
the most
bank.
safest
Yeah.
way.
Okay.
We prefer that, but we take cash, we take checks. And when you go to the website, it gives you
Credit
the
cards.
PO box. Yes, we actually do.
Okay.
And we need sponsorship, we need funding, simply because we're dealing with a population that we don't want them to become quote unquote attic dwellers or basement dwellers. And that's those that just parents don't have time to take them out. So we want to keep them socially engaged. We want to keep them in the environment to not be afraid of people and people not be afraid of them.
Now, let's go into the mother and the father aspect of a child. When I'm as a father and my wife, my lady, my friend tells me that she's pregnant, I'm happy. I'm looking at my legacy. I'm looking at the expectation of what my child is going to be able to do. I have two ladies here. I would like, as a lady, when you become pregnant, can you tell me, without having any information about the baby, what it's going to do, and what are your thoughts? Can I have you first?
Well, the thought is, okay, was this planned?
Right.
Or, you know, the world says, well, there's no such thing as a oops baby. Well, okay, if that's what you
16
want to
it
go
is.
with, right?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
But the overall is, you know, for me, it was thank God that I'm able to conceive.
Okay.
You know, doctors will tell you, and they tell a lot of women, well, you may not because of this, you may not be able to because of that. But when it happens, if you're in a space and a mindset that that's what you're ready for, it's an overwhelming joy, because you're grateful and you're thankful for the ability to be fruitful, to be able to multiply. So, especially if you're with your person that you know.
Now here's where I am. Whether you ready or not, you're pregnant.
You're pregnant.
Right.
Exactly.
So let's go into the fact that whether I liked the guy, was with the guy, was one of those situations where I just was attracted that evening with that guy.
It just happened.
But the bottom line is my egg got fertilized.
Yeah.
So now, what is it now that the realization is that you are pregnant? It's not about an abortion. It's not about this and that. You don't have no idea what that little egg is going to do. But all you do know is fertilized. What are you thinking now?
Well, just like she said, it is. Oh, stop that! It is. It is about where you at in the
Cue
stage of
the
your
sound.
life. Where you at in the stage of your life, on how you feel about it and who you're with, in the stage of your life when you do get pregnant. Now, as far as pregnancy, to me, is you know, I'm a woman, so that's what I'm supposed to do. So I shouldn't look like ashamed at what age I get pregnant. You know, if the body say I can be pregnant, that means I can be pregnant. If I'm 13, if I'm 14, our society to me has labeled it a bad thing for a young lady to be pregnant. But that's like when you get 25, they be telling me you too old to have a baby. So when you want us to have the babies, if we come into the doctor, because I had my last baby at 26, and when I went in there, he said, you know, you getting old to have a baby. You kind of late in the game. I said, I'm 26.
Well, I beat you.
Yeah.
I had one at 40.
I was
You
gonna,
see?
yeah, we're gonna talk about
Awesome.
that.
Yeah.
Now, so, but what is it that goes through your mind? You know, you're looking at your sister or your brother who may have children, or you're looking at your best friend or your friends who have children. You watch the children grow. You have cousins, etc., that you've seen and you played with, etc. And but now you're pregnant. What are your expectation of your seed? What is it that you're looking to have? How do you see in the future for your child? Regardless of whether you're 20, 13, 14, or 44, because we've got folks, you know, now that, like I said, in the 40s, 50s,
They,
that are having babies.
because they wanted that career.
And hold up, let us not forget us men. You know, we got us men who's 60, 70, 80
babies.
having babies. So I'll talk about that at some point. But I was not one of mine came early. So, but I just wanted to talk about it and
Yeah.
get people to understand the mentality, because again, I'm talking about something I'm touching very closely with my experience with autism, and I'm going to say this: my young person, that when they died, they were close to 50. I had no idea that the person was that age. I'm still looking at them being in their 20-ish. Okay? So, but again, the development stages. What is it, the pain? What is the agony? What is the pleasure of, quote, being pregnant? And then when is it that a person can find out that there may be a problem with the child? Is it only when the child is born, or is it during the pregnancy that you know that there will be and can be a problem with your child development style?
Okay, so in the pregnancy process, you know, you can get the testing done when the physicians do the blood work and they see cultures come back with you know, different numbers.
Abnormals.
Yep, they have abnormal numbers. But most of my friends that I've encountered that have children with autism, their development didn't occur, or diagnosis didn't get recognized or analyzed until they were 2.
Yes.
Okay.
Some noticed that had children prior to their child with autism, that the stages of development were different. Like I said, with Down syndrome, they can tell you just by the chromosomes. That's how Down syndrome is created. They have
A
an
physical
extra.
look.
They have an extra chromosome.
Oh, they have an extra chromosome.
Yes, it's the trisomy chromosome,
Okay.
which causes that features that most of them have. That's how
Okay.
people
That physical look.
recognize.
Right.
Yes,
right.
they recognize the physical look. Myself, my brother has Down syndrome. He is now 46.
Okay.
But we never got the opportunity in his growth and development to treat him any different than our other siblings.
That's right. That's right.
So the dynamics of how my brother grew up versus what I see in the community are different. So if I couldn't do something, he could, if he couldn't do it, I couldn't do it. So it was, if he couldn't go, I couldn't go.
Right.
Okay.
So we included and incorporated him with everything we did. And that changes the dynamics of their capabilities and what they're able
Now
to
you're talking about
surround themselves
But
with.
you're talking about a child with Down syndrome.
Right, but even with autism, because parents didn't, well, now there's more knowledge and more testing being done, but those that had them previously, you know, they didn't have the quality of help. It was more research that needed to be processed. It was more engagement that needed to come about for things to grow and develop the way that they are right now, with a lot of stars and a lot of people in popular positions coming out saying, okay, well, you know what? My child has autism, and now the word is spreading a lot faster and a lot more frequent because those diagnoses are actually being talked about.
Tell me, what is it when I look at my child and I'm looking at my life and I'm looking at the future of my child with autism? How do I structure in my mind how society is going to treat my child once I'm gone?
Now, that's a
on now.
tough one.
Come on
That's
now.
a
This
tough one
Mr. RJ told me don't hold back.
because you love your child.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean society will.
Yes.
You accept your child, but that doesn't mean society will. Especially if you haven't. First of all, I'll say the main thing is to learn patience, because patience gives you the opportunity to learn the dynamics of your child, learn their triggers, to try to further get the help. Government wise, I'm finding a lot of them saying they're not getting the quality help that they need. I have a friend, her name is Dr. Vatanji. She has Hezekiah Kids, and she's a mom with an autistic son that's doing, his name is Hezekiah. He's doing amazing things, but she spoke about the different challenges. She's an advocate. I learn through them. Therefore, learning through them, I read more. I try to encompass understanding when I'm looking at them what their triggers are, how they can adapt to certain environments, how we can increase their social abilities, how we can increase society into dealing with them, providing places and spaces of inclusion and diversity so people aren't afraid or outcasting them.
I'm going to come in with the question about patience and pressure. But before I do that, Jazzy, you have children.
Yes, I do.
Can you tell us what is it that you love about bringing up your child?
Well, I love to see their growth. I love to see their discipline. I love to see what I have put in them that they didn't throw it away. You know, I just love to see them flourish. I love to see children flourish at anything. But I want to get back.
Wait, say where you are. We're gonna come in.
Okay, I wanna say, you know, I love children. I just love to see their growth in a good environment, a good positive thing. I love to see them laugh. You like to see your children when they down sleeping in the bed. They look so good and innocent. You go kiss them.
And peaceful.
And peaceful. You're like, oh my God. And then they wake up, they little monsters. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, what we're going to do is we're going to come back because I know you have some more to add to that and you have a question, but it's that time to pay some bills. So it's that commercial time. But we're going to come back because, again, when I talk about pressure and pleasure and disappointments, etc., because I'm going to let the ladies handle those questions. But, again, you heard what Jazzy mentioned about her expectations for her children. How many of you, when you had children, a child, look at that child and have those expectations, and then ask yourself, if your child had autism, those things that you just heard Jazzy spoke about, and looking at the child as a child, wanting them to grow and have all of those attributes, and they've told you your child will not be able to have those, are you going to give up? Not if you were to Talk B. Jones, because we will be back after these short commercial announcements. Remember, you can watch Talk B. Jones every Wednesday. That's Wednesday live from 10 to 11. Of course, you can watch us again on Sundays on 105.2. And of course, you can watch us right now. Get on the telephone, however you do your medium. Let your friends know that they can watch us live. And again, those numbers are there in case you have something you want to put into the conversation. You can do that. Because we love you, we appreciate you, we respect you. Call us. Talk to your friends on the Talk Beat Jones. We'll be back shortly.
Wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
Hi, this is Billy E. Jones, Talk Beat Jones. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on WHPR TV 33 Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Clean up on aisle 5. Sounds like my life right now. Just one big mess.
What's going on?
It's my property taxes.
What?
I am behind and I am so worried that I'm going to lose my house. I can pay some of it, but I can't pay it all at once.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm Eric Sabri, the Wayne County Treasurer. The last thing I want is for anyone to lose their property to tax foreclosure. We have assistance programs to help.
For more information, go to treasurer.waynecounty.com.
We're here to help.
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence. Matter. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
Muscles, joints, or feet tired, achy, or distressed? Tried everything? Ringmaster Rubbing Oil is a vintage topical pain reliever, trusted for over 70 years, with a rich formula for the treatment of stubborn aches and pains. Packaged in a glass bottle for purity, our liquid can also be used in warm water for foot soaks and compresses. A little goes a long way. Try our time-tested formula, available in several sizes.
Make a donation to WHPR TV and receive two 2-ounce bottles of Ringmaster Rubbing Oil for $25. Call 313-868-6612.
Arrested? You have the right to remain silent. Everything you say can and will be held against you. Don't talk to the police. Talk to me first, Attorney Warren E. McAlpine from the Action Attorney Center. I know the law and I know your rights. Whether felony, misdemeanor, drug, OWI, domestic violence, or traffic violation, I can help you. Call today, Warren E. McAlpine, 1-888-292-6908.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones.
All right. That had me going. That had me feeling real good. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all around the world, this is the Talk Beat Jones. And again, we invite you to watch us. And tell your friends about us right now. You still have that time. They can go to the R.J. Watkins page. Of course, we're live streaming. Name some of those live streaming positions.
Fire Stick, Amazon, 15.2. Yup, YouTube. You go to YouTube page on Detroit Live, R.J. Watkins page on Detroit Live. We have 15.1, 15.2, Amazon. We everywhere. Tap it in. Roku, WHPR on Roku channel as well. And everybody got Roku TV, so just tap in WHPR on Roku channel and you can see us right now.
And if you missed that, of course, we will be on the YouTube TV33 on demand once we're in queue, 24 hours a day, 365 days out of the year. But again, once again, as we're watching the program live on the R.J. Watkins page, you'll be able to see that. Go to it. If they missed it, they'll again be able to go to the R.J. Watkins page, pull us up, and be able to watch the program again.
Yes.
Young lady, let me go back to Jazzy. Jazzy, you were about to ask a question of our guest.
Well, I wanted to go back to be like proactive in this thing.
Okay.
Like, before you're pregnant, how can you try to prevent having a baby with, issues? How can you tell a woman to try to take care of herself, what she should do to try to prevent, any issues, with the child? Is there anything that they told you not to eat? Is there anything they told you not to be around? Is there anything that because to me it seems like autism has grown. It continues to grow. And I'm trying to see the reason, because I know, like, when I was young, I didn't see as many children with autism. You see, and
it's
now
a possibility that you just didn't recognize it.
Oh, okay.
Because
okay.
The dynamics is Einstein, he had autism.
Oh,
Mozart,
okay.
he had autism. And it wasn't classified because we didn't have the information.
Okay.
And now you know how science is. You know how, technology is.
Yes.
We're able to get more diagnosis and more adaptation to what this thing really is.
Okay.
And they have a vast amount of different types.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not so much as they've said clinically how to prevent it, as much as it is bringing awareness to how to deal with it.
Okay.
In my program, which was created in the 70s, 80s, was created because in Oakland, California, we had the highest infant mortality rate in the nation. So for black women, this, of course, is an issue. But again, worldwide, it's also an issue. But with black folk, it is really a high issue of having some type of situations with the babies. I know that if I didn't know, had not had the interaction with this young man that I'm speaking of, and by the way, Ms. Jeffries, thank you for all the love and the caring that you gave to me and the education I have about your son. Rest in peace. Because if I just saw him walking down the street, I would have never known, when you took your situation, I would have never known that he had autism. At the same time, because of the family means and because of the love and investment that they made to their child, making sure he had the best of the schooling. He was, of course, always in school, always he had a job, etc. That interactions. But the worry, as we were speaking before, but the worry is, once I'm gone, what is going to happen to my baby, to my son, to my daughter, once they've gotten into their 20s, 30s, and the parent is no longer there?
Right.
Can you help me with that?
So as a sibling, like I said, my brother, he has Down syndrome. He is 46 years old. My parents, both are gone, but we didn't get to ostracize him. We didn't get to not involve him. So the dynamics of my experience, I thought, was like everybody else's. With this organization, I found out that that's not the norm. So my goal is to talk to parents, talk to siblings, and get them prepared. You can love your child, but that doesn't, you can love your child, you can love your sibling, but that doesn't mean the world is going to love them. That doesn't mean everybody is going to be willing to accept them and include them. But if you invest in them and you put it into them that they are as worthy as anybody else to do things, to have things, and to have the capabilities and the abilities to be seen and not just be labeled as something, then they're winning with that. On a financial situation, I urge, if you didn't know about it and you don't know about it, look up ABLE accounts. Those are accounts that will help your young person that has any disability, because Social Security and disability is not always enough. It's not enough. So if you haven't, please, anyone that has a young adult with, as I said, neurodivergence, I call them individuals with exceptionalities. Look up ABLE accounts. It'll give you an understanding of what it is, how you qualify for it, and what it does to prepare your person for when you're no longer here. Because if you don't have someone for that person that's going to invest in them, 9 times out of 10 they become a ward of the state. That's not giving them outside living.
Right.
So if you have always gave your person the ability to choose, their choices become not their own.
Here we go. Pressure, expectations, love. The pressure, and I would like to hear from both of you ladies, the pressure of being in a relationship, whether you are partners or whether you are a married couple, when that baby comes, you have an expectation as a lady, as a mother. The man has expectation as a man, as a father. And now you both are dealing with something that maybe the lady's expectations will be is dashed. The male's information that he has received has crushed him per se, because now things that he thought he could do with that child from a male's perspective, he can't do that. What type of pressure does that put on the couple itself in the relationship? And you know, if it's just you and your lady or you and your man, the pressure of trying to stay together on a day in and day out basis just in life. Now you've got this, that behind your door, not with your friends or your fans or how whatever, but once you walk in that door and you've got that little individual that's looking at you, depending on you, and you're looking at your wife or your woman or your man or whatever, what type of pressure does that put on your love life, on your relationship to stay together? Help me out.
The pressure is heavy.
I see some in your eyes.
The pressure is heavy.
Talk to us about, break it down.
First of all,
well, let me do this. This is Talk Beat Jones. Now we come off script.
Yeah.
We don't have a script. So I'm asking, give me the emotional perspective. I don't want the professional perspective now. I want that emotional that comes from your heart, of what you see has happened to your friend or person that you've dealt with, and they've explained this to you. Give it. I want that. I don't want the book. I want that part.
All right. Okay, so here's the ugly truth.
Give it to me.
Right now.
Woo!
The
Thank you, Mr. RJ.
Expectations of others are always going to be disappointing.
Okay.
because you can't expect what you would do out of somebody else unless you've had that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So even the child being in the womb, you got to have that conversation about what if, what if everything doesn't come out right?
But we don't.
Are you gonna stay? Are
But
you
we
gonna
don't.
go?
But we
you don't know that.
I mean, but
yeah, but no, they don't have that conversation.
Typically,
Most
we
people
are.
don't have that conversation.
Yeah, typically, we don't go into the what is, unless the doctor done did whatever and said. Otherwise, we are just happy. We're just happy. And my baby boy, he gonna do this. My baby girl, she gonna do this, and she's gonna be this princess like this, and he's gonna be all that, etc. And girlfriend, I'm gonna love you to the end of the world, cause we're gonna bring up this baby. But now, I got this problem. Now, when I walk in the door and I see you and I see my baby, and now I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. When I used to come in, I want to shake my shoulders, I want to hold your girl, I want to hold your clothes and hold it. Now I don't have those feelings. Frustrations. Help me out, somebody. Come on, Jazzy.
Hey, I would say that I had a good thought in my head. But when something like that happens and you have a baby that has issues, that brings tremendous amount of pressure. You're talking about financial things are different. Everything has changed. And if your connection with that person isn't strong in the beginning, you're really in a losing battle.
Yeah.
And if you're with a person without a lot of patience, a person without a lot of love, a person with anger issues, that's why you have to really be careful on who you choose to mate with. On how much they love you in the beginning, how much pressure they can take. Because some people.
But you don't know the pressure they take.
That's
because they've never gone through this type of experience.
Right.
Because this type of experience can break down a man or woman with joy in their heart, laughter and their smile, and just making everybody feel good all the time. Because it's something that is totally unexpected. There is no script that nobody can prepare you for it, because now it's out of you. It's made up of you.
Yes.
And your life.
And they start playing the blame game too. I know that comes into part, because even when you have a normal child and your child do something, you be like, "Oh, that's the daddy side."
Yeah,
that's the mama side. That's the daddy side. So also, you probably got the father feeling guilt. You probably got the mother feeling guilt about the child even being born this way, trying to blame each other. Oh, it was your blood.
Well, it's a transition of feelings.
Okay.
Most people, they deal in feelings instead of dealing with the feelings.
Yes.
So when you are in a relationship, and now you guys have created this child together, and then something is wrong, whether it's ADHD, whether it's Down syndrome, whether it's autism, they ain't normal, as what is classified as.
Right.
And now what did you do?
Exactly.
It's everybody doesn't know all of their DNA history. You don't know if something from your granddaddy's granddaddy is coming through.
Yes.
But the whole thing is, what does love look like? What does patience look like?
Yes.
That's the key point I want to get to you. Patience. What is it, and how can a person, because there's no, again, script to how to develop your patience. You could have been the most patient person in the world, but if a person you keep saying, "This is how you do this, baby. This is," and you don't, and the baby just can't pick it up.
Then you get some help.
But to you, that person, your personality, your patience is now gone. See, my patience is gone, and this is something that you have to deal with 365 days out of the year, every day of your life. So what does that do with that word called patience? Because they'll tell you, it may take longer for your child to understand what this 1-year-old person is doing. It may take them to be at the age of 6 to 9 to 10 years of age. Okay?
Well, that changes from your patience. What is the promise? You promise to take care of that child. Your patience has to develop so that you can keep that promise. Perseverance is part of that patience. Perseverance is part of that process. The process is learning how to change those expectations into little moments of appreciation, gratitude, and gratefulness. the reason I started the organization was because they told me my child was going to have some developmental issues, and I thank God that she doesn't have anything. But when you look around and you're trying to find help, it wasn't a lot of help.
Yes, yes.
And when you're talking to your friends and your associates, and you're like, okay, well, where you get your help from? It's always somewhere in the suburbs. So, God said, write it down and make it plain.
Yes.
And that was the purpose of our establishment in 2019. As we've been growing and developing, I've been meeting all types and walks of life that have come, people that I've known a lot of my life have said, we always looked at how you treat your brother. You treat him like he normal. Well, he is, because if he gets cut, he bleeds the same color I do.
Say that.
If he gets a cold, he has the same issues I have.
Yes.
So it's all about what you set forth for yourself and what energy and effort you're going to put into making your young child or even your sibling the best that they can be.
Excuse me one moment. Jazzy, would you get his telephone? Tim, could you take this telephone, please? Just give it to him right there. No, he's going to, no, just he'll put your arm out. He'll take it. This is so important.
It is.
It is so important to get into the emotional state, which is what you're doing for us. Jazzy, have you had friends who had children that had a problem?
Yes.
Or, excuse me, not a problem,
Right.
but had a difficult in terms of developing a full life, is what I should put it that way.
Yes, I do have friends who have children with autism. And I want to give to Vana. She lives out in California. My friend Vana, I love her. She has 2 sons with autism, and they're grown men now, too. And one is functional autism. He has a job. He's a great guy. And one has to stay away from the home. So as she said, she's already preparing them for her time, when she leaves the earth, so she's already setting up, okay, you're going to be here, you have this place to stay, and the other one is functional, so he has a job, he can get an apartment. So she's been working years and years to get her children ready, because she put her life on hold for many years to get her children ready for her when she leaves this earth.
And that comes to break down with the relationship.
And the husband wasn't there. I don't know the dynamics of their relationship, but he's not there. And a lot of times that I see when these things happen, I don't see the man anymore a lot in this situation.
Thank you.
I have other friends who have children with autism or Down syndrome, and I don't see the man there. So they're that single woman struggling with all those issues with the child, with bills, my heart just grows out to them and want to pray for them. And wherever they can find support, we do need, like you said, to build more support rooms around for our people.
It needs to be a constant conversation.
Constant conversation.
Well, as you go through life, as we do, and we see folks who was in love have children, and suddenly the man or the woman steps out and decides to do something different. Now you have that man or that woman who don't want to see or be a part of that child's life. And we're talking about average, everyday children. We find that parent may have a difficulty because the other parent don't want to financially contribute to the help of that child, who's a normal child. So when you have a child that has difficulties, what other pressure that single parent who is still with that desire saying, I know that if I give my child that extra time, that if I give my child that special love that's within me, my child can be that exceptional, the one that is able to do it differently than others. I know that Miss Jeffries and her son, when I met them, guess what? The community within that block or two was helping with that child. Okay, and it was just wonderful seeing how when that child would come on the bus, the folk who lived around there would make sure that child got into the house, or if there was a situation that they took that child to be with them and gave them nothing but love.
That's when we used to have a village.
She took the words right out of my mouth.
We used to have a village. I tell you, growing up, I could probably get whooped from one corner to the next because I know they knew and I knew better that you could, if they knew my mama what her rules was, everybody knew.
That's right.
So when you have young folks that have cognitive impairments, the community should adopt them. And when I say adopt, I mean step in, say, hey, how you doing? Get to know them. And not, because right now we have situations arising with the police.
I was just about to bring that up.
You have to have your young person know the community, know the people in the community know them, because anything can happen. And sometimes with those that have autism and Down syndrome, they don't always remember to go left when they were supposed to go right.
Right.
So you have to get them familiar, and that's why it's important to keep them engaged in society and not just have them in the house away from the things that we don't see them being a part of.
Can children learn how to function in life and they have autism?
Absolutely.
Can they do that?
Absolutely.
And so do I have to give up that my child is not going to be potentially successful because they have autism?
What does success look like? What's the level of success? What does your success and what my success may have a different definition? It's a success that my child can now talk.
Yes.
You know, that's successful for a parent whose child hasn't spoken. And when they say ma, even if it's not mom, baby, that's an overwhelming. That's a joy like no other. Even textures, food, when they change from wanting to eat the same thing and won't take nothing else, and then one day you see them eating something that they've never eaten and they enjoy it, baby, that's overwhelming.
Got it.
That's excitement. That's success for that parent.
Yeah.
So success looks different for every individual person. And when going back to the relationship, God gave everybody the same thing as choice.
Yes.
So you choose to stick something through, or you choose to vacate. Nobody can make you do anything that you don't want to do until you choose.
Yes. I want to say this is a call to action. This is a call to action show because we as a people worry about really things that don't really matter, and we don't put enough emphasis on things that really do matter. Like, for instance, children with autism or Down syndrome, we should be together as a village with them, talking to the police, talking to, the school systems, letting them know, because letting them know how to react to someone that's different. Because a lot of times people come across someone who's different and might just think they're crazy. And they might try to defend themselves in the wrong way with this person. And you see a lot of children who have autism get hurt in the streets. Yes. And that's why she's saying you have to bring them out and let them know the community. And maybe, now that she says that, maybe even take them to the police station and introduce them.
Real quickly, tell us real quickly, autism in the schools, what and how do they advance in school?
Well, now they have different programs. Before it was, separated from everybody. They call them the special needs, retarded classes is what it used to be. But now they have inclusive classes. Now they have the dynamics where your child is taken to speech therapy, they're taken to occupational therapy, but they're also included in a classroom with like-minded and non. So they have that integration of being around diverse individuals. So the platform has increased to where the capabilities and the knowledge that they receive and the ability to grow and thrive is there.
Okay. So we want to let you understand, family, that autism is not one of the situations where you just put them in the closet and say, lock the key and just leave it like that.
Mm-hmm.
There is life. There is love. Patience. Patience is your key. Love is what opens you up to have that patience. Before we go, once again, would you please tell the family how to contact you and how they can help you real quickly, please?
Yes. Again, my name is April J. Chambers, founder, director, and president of Worthy Chambers Community Services. We are a nonprofit 501c3. You can reach out to us on Facebook, follow us on Facebook under Worthy Chambers Community Services. Our website is www.worthychamberscs.org. We have our phone number is 313-800-1567. Our upcoming big event is October 11th. It'll be at the North Rosedale Community House. Tickets are on sale for the fashion show gala. It's black tie, so if you want to donate, you can go to the website. You can send Cash App $WCCSI19, or you could look us up on Zelle and under Worthy Chambers Community Services, and just get down with us. Help us thrive and provide spaces and places of inclusion.
All right. Now, Jazzy, quickly hit stuff you're doing real quickly.
Yes, I want everybody to tap into my fashion show coming up August the 30th in Chicago. We're going to travel to Detroit to Chicago to bring more awareness to human sex trafficking. Yes, we all have good causes up here to bring the community more safe, have more patience for everyone to be alert, to be aware of your surroundings, even when you're around autism, Down syndrome. Be alert, be kind, be patient with everyone. And also tomorrow I'm going to be in Plymouth, Michigan at 1065 Ann Arbor. We have an open mic international talent show. We calling out all comedians, poets, rappers. Come on down. We're giving the contest you're going to be able to win to go to the Bahamas, Miami, and the Key West and perform on a cruise ship. So come on down, 6 to 9 1065 Ann Arbor in Plymouth, Michigan.
And that's on Thursday.
That's tomorrow, August
Thursday.
21st.
Okay.
Yes.
And is there one more?
One more. What is it? Because our bread is.
Well, I just wanted to know if there was one more. I want you to.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I want to just y'all I don't want to give y'all too much. Get with those two right there, the fashion show. Give me some funds at my chime at 248-508-2094 and on my Cash App, Jazzy No Nonsense the Poet. Please send me some money because I'm trying to get people on this bus down here to Chicago. You know, I'm a full-time entrepreneur. I ain't got no job. So give
and if you want to help Jazzy get a show, send money to 160 Victor Street.
Yes.
Okay, 160 Victor Street, and they'll make sure it's applied to a program for Jazzy.
Please.
Once again, family, we got to get ready to go. Again, I am Billy E. Jones, and this has been the Talk Beat Jones. We'll be on the air every Wednesday from 10 to 11. You can see us again on a Sunday from 4 p.m. on 15.2. Don't forget, you can go to the YouTube, TV33 on demand. And again, you can watch us live on the R.J. Watkins page. Family, we love you. This has been a wonderful program. Remember, patience and love. And you still have a life with your child that has autism. They can be wonderful, productive adults. We love you. We appreciate you. Got nothing but mad respect. I've been blessed today. Thank y'all. We're going to say goodbye to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones.